Rock 108. Hey, it's Ned. I have been waiting for a long time. And what's very funny about what I'm about to do here is that my wife is actually running the camera, and every single morning I wake up, I listen to Game Grumps and Ninja Sex Party. It's like coffee to me. Who needs coffee when you can listen to hilarious banter and amazing music from Ninja Sex Party? And gee, I wonder who's sitting next to me. Ninja Sex Party. How's it going, guys?
Hello. It's quite well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, should we close that door?
Should we close the door?
I don't know.
Just in case, we better close the door.
Cool.
I don't know. Why not? We have the ability to close doors, so let's
Here
take
you go, bud.
We can edit this if
I
we
was
need
just
to.
going to answer the question. It's going great.
It's going great. Good. Awesome. Well, I have Danny Avedon and, of course, Ninja Brian Wecht hanging out with me, having a good time. Very excited to be doing this. And all the way in Madison, Wisconsin. Again, one more time. How's it going, guys?
It's great. I mean, this is far from home. You know,
Yeah.
we grew up in Jersey and now we live in LA. So this is the part of the country where we have the least kind of connection to personally. Yeah. So it's really cool to see this and, you know, make that connection basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you like the cold weather going on so far?
I love it.
Yeah.
I married a Minnesotan.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
We spend a lot of time in the Twin Cities, and to me, the one thing I miss a lot about living in LA is that you don't get seasons. Yeah. It's just kind of slightly colder or slightly warmer. So I walking around this morning, it's like 40 couple degrees, 45 degrees. It's awesome. I love it.
The leaves are changing.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Looks beautiful out there.
Yeah. In LA, you go to a pumpkin patch this time of year, and it's like 80 degrees, and it just feels like sacrilegious.
People are decorating like palm trees in Christmas time.
Exactly.
It's like, it's kind of weird. Do they sell these in stores? Yeah. Anyway, one of my first questions I always like to ask to bands, but not particularly any other band, because this one only reflects against you guys. Your manager, Brent. Now, I heard on a
I thought we agreed not to talk about him.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But you guys, I mentioned on a Majora's Mask episode of Game Grumps, he hands out these wonderful gold coins called Good Boy coins, if I'm correct, right?
That's correct.
How many coins do each one of you have right now?
He kind of stopped doing it, and also none.
None?
Yeah. We're bad boys.
Yeah, I was about to say. The coins have not been received. Oh, well. Sorry, Brent.
I don't know. I mean, that's just one of the way the Game Grumps office works is we get very into one stupid idea per day, and then it's gone forever. So it's just another step in that long staircase to stupidity.
At the beginning of the year, Brent was deciding what his thing was going to be for this year, and he said he was either going to grow a stupid beard, I should say a stupider beard, or start hoarding dollar coins, and he did both.
Oh, man. He's just got it all covered
Love
for
you,
him.
Brent.
Keep collecting your coins, Brent. We'll hopefully become good boys eventually someday.
He's going to hate this, which makes me really happy.
I did something good. All right, cool. Well, one of the big things, even last night when I was trying to get everything ready together for this interview, not only were you just recently interviewed for Washington Post, but, of course, the big Conan show. So how did that all kind of come together? I mean, what all happened to make it happen, essentially?
It's not a terribly interesting story. With Conan, our agent got it for us, and that's the end of that story.
Done.
Although, I mean, we can talk about what the experience was like.
Yeah.
That's it was nuts. It was the first thing we'd ever done that was kind of like reaching a wide audience, you know.
Yeah.
Everything on YouTube, you sort of have your fans in place already, and occasionally you reach outside that bubble a little bit, but Conan really felt like a big deal that was going to a lot of people, because it was. And we did it. We didn't realize how nervous we were, but it actually was pretty nerve-wracking once when we started doing it. And then like 10 seconds into playing the song, we kind of found a groove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the thing that struck me about both situations was just how nice everyone was. The Gene, the guy who interviewed us for the Washington Post, was really cool, and Conan was really cool. Andy was really nice. Everyone involved with that show was really nice. So it's easy to fall into that trap when you're just starting out, that, oh, these people above me, like they don't care, they don't want to talk to me, I'm just like doing this small thing. They're actually awesome people who just happen to be farther along in the process, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Now, going through comment section, because the comment sections on Facebook or anything are just wonderful. So I feel like the fans need to know the answer to this question, Brian. The cue cards, upside down by purpose or What?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Neither do I then.
Damn it. I was hoping for it, Ninja Brian. I was really hoping. Well, forever a mystery in Ninja Brian's brain. We'll
That's
never
what
know. Well, Cool Patrol out now, absolutely doing amazing things for you guys. It's been on Billboard comedy charts for 8 weeks. It was 7 weeks #1, and even beating out Imagine Dragons on the rock charts too. Amazing stuff. And one of my favorite tracks, Danny Don't You Know, still one of the, obviously performed it on Conan too. What kind of inspired that change of tone, essentially? Because you have those wonderful, amazing comedy tracks like Heartboner, and then there's this nice kind of love letter to like growing up and dealing with that kind of stuff.
We didn't try to do a change in tone. I mean, it just kind of happened. So
Yeah.
the only thing that inspired it was Finn, who was a fan, came by the Game Grumps office, and he and Dan were wearing the same shirt, a Starbomb shirt that we gave him, and we were like, oh shit, they kind of look like Finn could be young Dan.
Yeah.
And then we wrote a song about that, and that's what turned into Danny Don't You Know. But we didn't start out going into it being like, this is going to be more serious. Actually, I don't even think of it as a more serious song. It's just kind of got a different angle to it, maybe. But yeah, that's basically it. We just kind of wrote the song that came out when we were thinking about time travel stuff.
Yeah, no, and I think it's very inspirational too, because in today's world, I mean, kids are having a lot harder time because of social media and stuff like that, and hearing a song like that, incredibly inspirational. Even when I'd go on my runs every once in a while, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to Danny Don't You Know first, and that's gonna get me going, man. It's gonna get me going. And hey, it worked. So I lost like a pound. I did all right. I was off to a good start, right?
Yeah, I think when we first started out, the objective was just to write songs where it's make people laugh no matter what the cost, you know, and no matter how humiliating it is to us as people. And somewhere along the line, it wasn't a conscious decision, but I think my guess would be because we've started doing these shows more, we've interacted with more fans and seen what you're talking about over and over and over. Because now for Brian and I, it's been a little while since we were kids, and it was tough enough when we were in high school, because we were weirdos and outcasts, and we hung out with those people because they tended to be the truest people.
Yeah.
So whatever we went through compounded with the pressures of social media, where now kids today, they're not only getting pushed around by people physically in their world, but essentially anyone who wants to from any point that can see them online. It's got to be tough. And so if we can make people laugh and additionally do some good in the process, it feels very cool.
I think you guys are doing very well at that too.
Thanks.
I think it's inspiring people all over the world, especially. I mean, take it from me. I was a theater kid.
Yeah.
I was a theater kid. I was singing in choirs and whatnot. So I mean, and I was a huge Kiss fan in the early 2000s. I'm like, yeah, come at me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing wrong with that,
and
man.
And that's what was always kind of cool, is that I'm like, I'm myself, and I feel like that's what you guys are doing so well at telling people, is like, just stay yourself, man. Just stay yourself, because you're just as damn special as anyone.
I personally consider the early 2000s to be the best era of Kiss.
I mean, yeah.
And music in general. And music in general.
And music in general.
Now, what kind of music are we talking here? I'm kind of curious. What were you guys listening to in early 2000s?
Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, like early. I can't even remember. Yeah, I was in grad school. I wasn't listening to anything.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I was just prog rock from the 70s. Still.
Yeah, no. Being a giant Rush fan as you are, man, so trust me. Well, I was going to go into another question, but I think I'm going to stem off this one right now. What is the first concert that you ever attended?
Grateful Dead, 1988, Giant Stadium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, my first show was the Spin Doctors at Waterloo Village in New York, in like a field. It was a very hippie type of show. They were awesome. They were so good. And then like a couple days later, I saw Rush at what was then called the Brendan Byrne Arena in New Jersey. And my granddad took me. He was 75 at the time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I was like 14. It was rad. We rocked out. I think he fell asleep, but he said he enjoyed what he recalled.
He enjoyed what he recalled. It was a moment. Well, on that note, too, I've seen a ton of shows. I imagine you guys have as well, too. What's the weirdest concert you've ever been to? If you can even think of one.
For me, this is going to make me sound like the ultimate jam band fan, which it's not that I don't like jam music, but it's not my main thing.
Right.
I saw Fish do 2 nights in Vegas over Valentine's Day in probably 2003, maybe 2002. And it was not Fish that was weird. That audience was just nuts, as I think is pretty typical for a Fish show. Nuts in a good way, generally speaking.
Yeah. Good people watching.
Yeah, good people watching, cheap nitrous balloons. Like, what else do you want?
I guess.
I'm having trouble thinking of a weird show because I like weird stuff. So it never occurred to me that it's weird. But I would say, even though it wasn't actually a show, but just running into Gwar at a comic book convention.
I almost wore my Gwar shirt, man. I was this close.
They were the best. And Dave Brockie, who played Odorous, he was... I just remember how funny he was and how engaging he was to the fans, and they're on these huge platform shoes, so they seem larger than life. And I just thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
You know who did some weird shows, even though I saw him not in his weird period, but Peter Gabriel is another one who would dress up in insane costumes and sort of like, because he wasn't, by his own admission, because he wasn't comfortable being himself on stage, he would wear these bizarre costumes and get into weird characters. And
I can't relate to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, it definitely made an impression on me. I thought it was really cool.
And those are those memorable moments, man, that people are just always going to remember. Like, I'm pretty sure tonight, the same for a lot of people, including me. So,
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are working on a brand new covers album, if I'm correct, right? Under the Covers 4. Three. Yeah, we're on 3 now.
That you're giving me too much credit.
Okay, well, that's right. Under the Covers 3 coming out here pretty soon. What goes into picking a cover? I know you guys are very big fans of the 80s kind of sound and such, and you definitely see that on Under the Covers 1 and 2. What goes into picking a cover for you guys?
Well, there aren't too many hard and fast rules. One rule is that Twerp absolutely refuses to play anything that came out after 1991.
Oh, okay.
That is a hard rule. And sort of earlier than the 70s, you get into music that it's just so different than what we do. I don't know if it would feel right to play it. So things generally end up falling mostly in the 80s, maybe that mid 70s, late 70s category occasionally.
Yeah.
But mostly it's anything we grew up on and absolutely loved, because if you care about music, more of that will come through in the performance than if you're just like, well, this was a hit, so let's do it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I love your cover of Africa.
Thanks,
it's
man.
Just so,
thank you.
It's beautiful. It's just good, beautiful music, man.
You hear that, Weezer?
Covering next.
They did a great job of that too.
They did.
Actually, our cover is a cover of Weezer's cover of Africa.
Well, now we know. The verdict is out.
We actually, I do want to state this publicly. We did it on social media, but I'll do it now. Weezer, we challenge you to an Africa off.
Oh my God.
And we will meet you in the shadow of Kilimanjaro. Hurry, boys. We're waiting there for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the moment.
Thank you
this
very
is
much.
the moment right here.
So Weezer, bring it.
Challenge brought.
Challenge on social media, not even acknowledged. But who knows?
Hashtag Ninja Brian Challenge. We're going to start that now, okay?
Sure.
Okay, good. Now, Brian, you are in charge of the Game Grumps Twitter, right?
No, incorrect. I used to be.
Used to be?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. When you did, though, have you ever confronted someone that has that you've talked back to, I guess you could say, on Twitter before? Has like a fan come up to you that that tweeted to you and then you wrote back saying like, oh, yeah, this or whatever?
So you mean someone that, like, I don't quite understand.
I guess like if someone tweeted the Game Grumps and you replied back, have you ever met someone that you've replied to? There we go. That's a better way of saying it.
Probably, but not so that I know.
Well,
not that they brought up. I also didn't reply to too many people. Did that just happen?
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Okay,
actually, back on a certain day, February 21st of this year.
Let me see that. Yep, I was definitely running it then.
Good. All right. Well, my Twitter handle is Ned on Air, right?
Okay.
And I was just scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or YouTube and just looking at videos, through.
I feel like this could go one of two ways.
Oh, it's going to go great, Brian. Don't you worry about that. There was an ad that popped up on my Facebook, on my Twitter feed or whatever, or YouTube, whatever I'm trying to say. And I was watching one of my favorite videos, which is If We Were Gay by NSP, you know, obviously. And this wonderful thing came up that said, watch great gay movies. And I'm like, haha, I will keep watching this video. This ad listed on your video seems fitting. At Ninja Sex Party, at Game Grumps, at Eagle Raptor. You replied, you know those are based on search history, right?
Oh, I do remember this. I do remember this, yes.
Well, that's me, guys.
Congratulations.
Well,
That was a fun one.
my phone ran amok, 10.4 thousand likes.
remember that.
Wow, yeah, me too. That was fun. It
1,725
just seemed like such a natural thing to say.
Oh, dude, it was perfect.
Well,
because
keep watching awesome gay content.
I will, no problem. It was a night that my phone just kept blowing up. Like, my phone died from how much vibration it was doing. I'm like, all the lovelies think I'm gay right now. Anthony.
Oh, God. Yeah. Congratulations to Aaron for locking that gay porno into a forever kind of situation.
Oh, man. That whole night was hilarious, and I was just trying to reply to people with just those quotes from that episode, and it just kept going, man. It was
As long as you had fun, man.
Oh, I had a blast.
Yeah.
So if I ever do it again, I'll look forward to it.
Excellent.
Even though it's not you running anymore, Brian, why?
I'd been running Game Grumps social media for like 3 years at that point, and it's a lot of time to spend on social media. And NSP was getting bigger than ever, so it just seemed like it was taking up so much time that I wanted to be spending doing other things. It's also, I feel like I had mastered annoying people through social media, and I wanted to branch out into other ways of doing it more personally.
Well, you've done a good job.
Thank you.
And thank you for this, by the way, because that was one of my favorite nights of life when I saw my phone blowing up and getting hammered by many, many people. It was a good time. Well, Ninja Sex Party, Danny Bryan, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for the music. I can't thank you enough for what you guys stand for, and just everything that you guys do is just amazing. So
thank you so much, Dan.
And I can't wait for the show tonight, man. It's going to be great.
That means a lot, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Be sure to check out Ninja Sex Party. Tour's wrapping up here pretty soon.
Second to last night.
Yeah, man. And check out their new album, Cool Patrol. It's amazing. You will not regret it. And easily that song about seducing mermaids is hilarious. When you yell out, Kay, you want pizza, I lose my shit.
That's how we do it.
Absolutely. Check out Ninja Sex Party online. Follow them everywhere. They're absolutely amazing. It's Ned for Rock 108.